Good morning. Just making sure everything is all set up here. Okay. Um, Today's a medium struggle for sure. Of how I'm doing during my lives at 4:30 a.m. Um, I've had about a half a cup of coffee while we're waiting to go live here, and um, a little on the tired side, not too bad. Um, but coming up this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to try an experiment about the lives, and I'm going to be at a virtual location. So definitely appreciate anybody who's supportive in that adventure. And um, so we'll see how it goes. If Thursday doesn't go well, then we will we may not have the lives, but I'll let you know how it goes. But I'm hoping to have the lives the entire time, and it will be a great experiment for when I'm again on travel the week of the 31st. So life's going to get real interesting here in the next couple weeks. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Today, we're going to talk about overcoming creative doubts, turning fear into growth, and, you know, turning fear into growth, regardless if it's um, artistic or not. Um, one of the things that one of the beliefs that I subscribe to is, and trust me, I have a lot of fears. So one of the beliefs that I subscribe to is if you don't try it, it's an automatic no. If you don't ask, it's an automatic no. And what's the worst that can happen? Okay, so you fail, but you learn from failure, right? So every morning my lives start with me having my sciences just, I guess they're just now waking up when I have my lives. Sorry about that. Any case, okay, so you fail and what happens? You learn from it. And that is a belief that I subscribe to. Now, sometimes jumping off that cliff into your fear is rather scary. So, for example, on my Instagram, you know, posting stories and posting reels over there um is definitely was a huge fear for me. I don't know why. I've been on YouTube for a while. So, it also applies, so I did, right? And I'm getting okay results, don't get me wrong, but if you're on Instagram, go over there and look me up at Ratchet Up Your Art. Hit me a like, a subscribe, follow, whatever they're called over there. Um, and definitely engage with me. I'm looking to improve, right? And so in my YouTube videos, same thing, like and subscribe. I'm looking to improve. And my videos are, they're doing well. My lives, you know, I jumped into the fear, right? So here we are. Now, how does that apply to art? Well, what I've experienced is a lot of jelly printers, because that's what I'm mostly known for, is jelly printing, and that's what I love to do. They're intimidated by that gel plate, and I just don't know why. So, if you would like to join my community and help me understand what the fear is with the jelly plate, please go join my community. Link will be below in the description, and we will have a Q&A call on March 29th where we can discuss all those things and help you with your fear. So, all today I want you to take away is, if you don't try, it's an automatic no. Whether it's art, in your job, whatever you do, if you don't face those fears, it's an automatic no. And you won't learn the failure and learn from it. And t- it sometimes what I've done is I've turned my fears into strengths. So, which means is I keep repeating, and I know it's kind of like banging your head against the wall, but I keep repeating facing my fears in order to grow from it and turn it into a strength. And then I go to the next thing. But it's not easy. It really is not easy. So, get some courage and just go for it. And who cares if you fail? You're going to try again, right? So I know it's easier said than done because I've been there, but just really, really think about that for a minute. If you don't try, you'll never know how it turns out. With that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, Christina. How are you today? Okay. Let's start on these two. um, and see how far we get. So that's one. Where's my marks? I know I put them on here. Oh, there. Oh, here they are. Okay. I'm hoping that's the way I wanted it. Kind of. Okay. Oh, it's hard to create when I'm far away here. Okay. Sorry, I'll get to talking in just a minute. I'm trying to get this done so we can move on. All right. So let me ask y'all, because I'm curious. What are some of the fears that you're struggling with right now? Whether it's art or your job or anything like that, anything you care to share. I would be interested in knowing what are some of those fears that you're trying to overcome now. Sometimes, bouncing ideas off of people really helps. And so I'm curious to know what those fears are. And because someone in the comments may have already faced those fears, or maybe that's just a fear that maybe someone hasn't faced and they're also curious of um how to overcome that, right? So I know that I have um a few fears um as far as like social media and that kind of thing be- because let's be honest, social media can be scary, and you don't have to totally put yourself out there, but you want to connect with others, and so you may be hesitant, right? And I know I am sometimes. So that's another reason why I did these lives, doing my 100-day journey and really trying to connect with other artists and 9 to 5ers who want to use art as a stress relief. Those that's kind of important to me. And some of the social media and some of the topics that we talk about during these lives can be, we can have judgment, right? And who wants to be judged? So I'm definitely about no judgment here, because I have not lived where you are. You have not lived where I am. So wh- why judge each other? It makes no sense. It's like a no brainer. So, but there are those people, um, that want to do that kind of thing. So that can put fear into you, is what I'm trying to say. And you're not going to get that with my community, because I'm just not going to tolerate hate. Just not. I'm just not. And We got too many things going on in life to be hateful to one another. So you want to start taping your sermons for YouTube, and I'm terrified to put myself out there like that. I understand, Christina. You know what? I have run into hateful comments before, and there's this thing called a delete button. And so, if people say something that um, is that doesn't that your audience doesn't agree with, you know what? You could just hit that delete comment and don't even think about it because it's not worth your time. That's how I look at it. So I say you go do it. Go do it, Christina. Um, there will be people that resonate with your beliefs, and there will people who don't resonate with your beliefs. But just because they don't resonate with your beliefs doesn't mean they have to be hateful. So I say go do it. Do what makes you happy and jump into the abyss. All right. I know that's easier said than done. I get it, Christina. I get it. I totally get it. I was kind of like that on Instagram. I didn't understand. Um, I got an air bubble. Love it. Um, yeah. I guess because on Instagram I was trying to reach a particular audience, and I'm trying to grow selling my art. And so you know, trying to reach a certain type of buyer through Instagram, you know, I was just afraid I wouldn't have the right message or those kinds of things. So I just went for it, and I'll learn along the way. And I have an air bubble. Ah, get out, air bubble. I know I just put glue all over my plate. Well, that's definitely glue down there. All right, we'll just let it sit. We'll drive on. You have some on Instagram, but just to share with friends. I hate figuring out hashtags and algorithm. Yeah, well, that is name of the game, right, Christina? The algorithm. Um, that algorithm changes all the time, and as soon as you think you got it down, they change it again. So I say you just do you. And hashtags, from what I'm reading, the hashtags are not a thing anymore. Um, so not sure how true that is, but I think even the owner, the CEO, whatever you call that person who's in charge of Instagram, I even think he said hashtags aren't a big deal, so wouldn't worry about the hashtags. I know I had some in the beginning, and then I stopped having them. So this this particular um piece of paper jumped out at me yesterday, but I just don't know if I'm going to use it. I just thought maybe it would work, but don't know. Yeah, I'm just not feeling this one. Do I have any more of this? Oh, love this paper. I'll never recreate this one again, but I just love it. I don't know why. That's another thing to think about with art and your fears. Um, Some people like to they're afraid to use their art materials because they won't have it again. That was definitely a fear of mine. And I've just, I just said, we're just going to go for it. We're just going to do our thing. And if it's not there anymore, that's okay, because someday may never come if you're saving it for a rainy day. And so therefore just do it. I've that took a long time for me to think about and to figure out if that's what I wanted to do. We're gonna go back over here. I'll put that there. And I wanted to see, because I'm trying to blend these in with the other what do you call it? The other panels. So I kind of wanted to see what this would look like if I added a few of these on the page. It's just not big enough. I'm laying things out before I glue them. Sorry. I call this auditioning my prints. Oh, that one's kind of got like a glare. My apologies. Okay. Let's see, anything else? Okay. Just making sure I answer your questions. I kind of like that with that. All right, that one's growing. And what does that look like? It's too much of that color. All right. Oh no. Blends in too much. That might be something. All right. Let's try those. Is there any, do I want to add any of this? Now, is that too much for this little thing? I bet it is. What happens if we just put that over here? Let me just kind of overlap this a little bit. All right, we'll start with that. Okay. I had to figure out where it was. Oh, Mr. Air Bubble, you're going to drive me nuts. The reason why I got an air bubble on here is because I didn't put enough glue on here. And I hate that. Ugh. I hate an air bubble. That's going to drive me nuts. I don't like that at all. Yeah. That air bubble is not going away. The glue didn't penetrate. The glue's not going to penetrate the acrylic on here. And the only way to fix that is to really like cut into it and then try to get some glue underneath it to get that air bubble out. And so is it really that bad, Sherry? Like, this is where I get into my head. I forgot how I had it working, but it was something. We'll figure it out. But where can I'm strategically going to cut into this. Okay, now we're going into surgery mode because that's what Sherry does. When something drives her nuts, I keep forcing the issue. And sometimes I gotta be like Elsa, but today is not happening. We're not gonna be like Elsa today. Oh, okay, we got that. All right. Now let's see if I can squeeze some glue underneath there. I don't know. I guess I was just talking too much. I wasn't thinking, Christina. So that's probably what's going on here. Okay, we need a different. Oh, I don't want to use that brush. We don't have a smaller brush, so here we are. Okay, that worked a little bit. It's not totally like done, but that worked. Got a little bit of air in there, but we're just gonna keep working it. All right, set that for me. Let's go do this one. I kind of remembered where this one goes. The other one I'm gonna have to play with again. I do not like that white. Well, I think we're gonna keep it. Maybe we will. That just gives like a line there. And then we are going to glue this sucker down. Where did I want that? I think I want it over here to balance out the space. Get a lot of glue in there. We learned from the last mistake. This is just a really thick jelly print. It's on really heavy cardstock. So I may have to take my other glue on there and glue that sucker down. Just hold it for a second. Okay. I see it kind of lifting. We're going to figure that out. All right. Still something missing on this one, but we'll come back to it. I know for a fact we had this one over here. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. My camera's more up than where I work. I work towards down here and needed to be off camera. So I just need to move my camera. And that cut that I made into my paper, well, it's gone. It's been covered up. I kind of like the contrast over here. This isn't as thick as the other the other chipboard or cardstock. So that one's going to be easier to glue down. And all right. I wanted to put a little bit of I know we're about out of time, but I just can't stay within the time limit sometimes. No, too small. I wanted to put a little bit of some black. I just don't know where that's going to go. It's probably going to go back up in here. I don't know exactly. I'm auditioning the stencil where I want this. I'm overthinking now because that's what I do. This is black texture paste that I'm using. Let me scoot that up so you can see a little bit more. There you go. I think I want it off the edge. Okay. And maybe just a tiny bit, like a hint of it over here. Oh, okay, maybe it's not a tiny bit. Maybe it's more than that. Okay. Oh, look, that got paint on it. Nice. Get that paint out of there. Oh, we don't need that on now. Maybe. I figured I need to use these little circle things, so I'm just trying to figure that out. Maybe this one. Yep, it's this one. That's the one. Just for time's sake, we'll just glue that sucker down. And while we're at it, stick some glue underneath there. Okay. You know these bottles with these little pins on here? That is just like a pain sometimes, trying to see that pin and sticking it in the hole. Okay. All right, I think we're about. There's something like in the center that I need to do, but we won't have time for that today. And on this one, we're not quite finished with it either, but we are up on time. And my 30 minutes are going by fast, man. But you know, I really enjoy this time. I really do. So, real quick here. Okay. So, today, face your fears. It's going to be okay. It may not turn out the way you have it in your head, whether it's art or your 9 to 5 job or anything else that you do in your life. Face those fears. It's easier said than done. I know it. Um, put in the comments below in of this YouTube video, and or if you're more comfortable and want to be around people who support you, go join my community and put your fears in there. And people, I know I will comment to any comments that are put in there to provide encouragement along the way or to give you a different perspective, because I'm trying to build that community, and I want you to feel really empowered, and I want you to feel um like you're supported, because we all need support these days. And so go and do one thing that you're afraid of today. Go do that. It's okay if you fail. What's the worst that's going to happen? No action. No action. You will not know if you failed or not. So sitting there being afraid, just go do the thing. Um, I'm going to go do the thing with my lives on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and be virtual. It's a test. It will be a test for me because I will have to travel here in the next couple weeks. And I don't want to go a week without lives. So in this and me creating every day for 30 minutes really has shifted my mindset and going into work. I'm more positive and hopeful and it's definitely a stress relief for me. And um so go do the thing. And I want to know about your fear with jelly printing, what fears you have, what questions you have. So go definitely the only way you're going to get to join my Q&A call on the 29th is joining my community. And I definitely want to hear the issues that you're having and the fears because once you start doing it, I don't understand. I guess I just don't understand the intimidation of it because I wasn't afraid of it. So that's why I'm trying to understand on jelly printing. So, with that, have a great day and try something new today.